Welcome, friends, to a fresh start and a journey of transformation. On this January 7th, 2024, we come together to explore the powerful message of yes and no, the use of affirmations and denials for a new year. Join Reverend Judith Taylor of Tyler Unity Center as we delve into the art of positive thinking and intentional living. May this sermon guide you in harnessing the power of affirmations and denials to shape a year filled with purpose, growth, and fulfillment. Embrace this opportunity to set the tone for a year of positive change and personal evolution.
Time is now. This is the first moment, the first morning, the first evening. The first iota of time is contained in our awareness. Time is not one way. It's not even two-way. It's multidimensional. So when we say time passes, that's our determination. That's our perception. It's true, but it's not the whole truth. We are here because we seek the whole truth. And we know that that whole truth is ours. Not might be ours, not maybe ours, is ours. We are not a fleeting fact of existence. We are one with the one that is all. We're not little individual motes of humanity. We are expressions of the complexity, the fullness, the richness that is our Creator. All of us have all that inside us. These little bodies hold infinity. More than our bodies, our minds, our spirits, our awareness is infinite. Because there is nothing, anywhere, anyhow, any way, but God. God is all there is. All there is. Regardless of how we judge it, how we assess it, what we think we see, God is all there is. That means that no matter what you experience, it will be an aspect of God. No matter who you meet, it will be a personification of God. No matter what you experience, it will be God expressed through you. You are a unique focus, a unique magnification, a unique aperture into the richness that is the all that you are. Not maybe, not might have been, but that you are right now. All the possibility in each cell of your body, all of the limitless mind that you can express internally, all of the ideas and concepts that are just on the outside of your awareness, waiting to be invited in. You are vast. And when you feel that vastness, know that you are even more, because you're feeling through your human body. The human body is a specific focus for this planet, this unique, beautiful planet, full of everything we could possibly use, all the resources, all the beauty, all the power, all the creativity expressed here, now, as you. You are God's gift to us. And we are God's gift to you. Because the you and the we are one. When I look at you, I see God. When you look at you, realize that you are seeing God. We know that we perceive as humans. The perception of God is far more than we as humans yet understand. but we're not just human. We are the very life of God. We are the hands of God, the eyes of God, the voice of God. And as we exercise choice, we choose to express our highest and best understanding. The beauty of existence is that it continues to get better, to get fuller, to get richer, to be more and more intriguing. There are no spots that are lacking, no situations that are thin. All of God, all of the power, all of the understanding, the love that could possibly be is right here, right now as you. Not just expressed through you, as you. For there is no substance apart from God. You are made of God's stuff. You are holy, sacred, and divine. And even your inklings of possible change are included in this wholeness of good. We look at our world through the eyes of God, not through the eyes of humans. We know that as humans, we have a limited viewpoint. But God is totally unlimited. That entirety is alive in you right now. And this will never change. No matter what we experience on this planet, all there is God. Right now. Always. Forever. In all ways. In you as you. This is not a guess. This is a fact. This is the truth of you. Feel it. And let this be your heart's compass. God is love, and so are you. We know this, and this will never change. So it is. I promise you, I have not been living under a box. You've seen me, I had no box on my head, right? It's not invisible. I really have not been living under a box. But I just heard about this movie called Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. I just heard about it last week. 7 Academy Awards? Where have I been? But although I haven't seen it yet, I've heard the commentaries and the breakdowns and the analysis and all that, but I haven't seen it yet. Soon come. I wanted to see it after this, so you can forgive me if I misquote anything. I just like the title. Yeah, there was a book some years ago, y'all might have remembered, Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway. I didn't have to buy the book, that was it. Feel the fear, okay. Do it anyway, okay. That was the point. So if I missed the point on this movie, you'll forgive me. But everything, everywhere, all of you, can you feel that? I mean, it's real. This is not a movie. This is reality. God is everywhere. All powerful. Not, well, I'm busy over here with this war and I'll get to you later. No. All at once. Everything is being handled. Everything that you desire is already, it's not even on back order. I used to joke and say it's on back order. It's happening right now. Just because we don't see it in this space doesn't change that. Everything's happening right now. All those things that you put to bed, said I'm done with that. Remember we did that last week? That's being reconstituted to something else. Now just because you see a little bit of it left over, I mean, that's just in progress. Because we live in time. So we get to see things change. It's part of what we use time for, so we can see the change. Imagine if you're experiencing truly everything everywhere all at once, how would you see change? Change is contrast. This is what was. This is what appears to be. This is what might be later. So change is contrast. We are the great choice point. God is. All good is, all love is, all the things you think you desire are. The health of your body, the joy in your heart, the love you want to give, it all is right now. You don't have to go somewhere and, I got a quarter, I think I'll get some love in here. It doesn't work that way. It's continuous. It's infinite. We talked in Sunday school about faith and about using faith and having a lot of faith and having a little faith. Faith is infinite. Faith is one of our powers. None of these things that we have on our wall are meted out in human-sized increments. Faith is infinite. Just because we're using it a little bit doesn't mean that's all you got. And when you use all you think you got, guess what? Darn, this thing is still there. And there's still more. Look, there's some more. What's happening with this? It's everywhere. All of these powers. These are not sometimes. These aren't if you work up to it, if you take this class, if you read this book. This is who you are. You are imagination. You are love. You are faith. It cannot separate itself from you. It is what you are. Now, what you have, what you are. You know, if you're looking at a plant, and I say, well, I'm going to cut it into pieces. You know, a leaf over here, and a stem over there, and a root over there. That's not the whole plant. It's parts, things. But in that organism is a potential for everything. Because life on this planet is all one thing. It's all related. We are all alive with the life of God. There's one life here, seen through different eyes and personalities and expressions and conditioning, da-da-da-da-da. And we call ourselves different. But we're really God energy. That doesn't change because we express this way or that way. If I had decided to stand on one foot through this whole thing, which would have been interesting, wouldn't it? I'd be the same person, just a different configuration of these atoms that call themselves my body. Is that the end of me? No, that's not the end of you. You know that. You know that you existed through time, and you remember all of those yous that existed. You remember you when you were little, looking up at the big people? I know my sister and I called it the Valley of the Purses. You know, women wore their purses on their arm, and they'd be swinging, and you'd be... I remember the Valley of the Purses. When I put my purse on my arm today, I thought about, don't want to hit anybody's head with that. Wow! That person's still there. And the person that'll be you 20 years from now is in there now, too. That's why we're all so concerned about, you are what you eat, so I've got to eat good stuff so that I can make my body for the future out of this good stuff that I'm making. When I eat, I say grace because I'm grateful that this thing is going to become part of my body. And I'm welcoming it. I'm giving it the atmosphere to know that it is welcome to now become part of my body and push out anything that doesn't need to be there. Our energy is more important than our words. Now, my saying grace might be, good food, thank you. It can be 16 paragraphs long. Or it can just be, thanks, God. Or, good. Or, candle. The words don't matter. It's a feeling. It's a thought. It's what's inside. I forgot the commercial that was talking about that, but the outside wrapper is one thing. It's what's inside. So what's inside? You look inside, you see the past, your hopes for the future, what you thought happened that didn't happen, something you read about, you think happened, but you have no idea of knowing if that's real. That's what some other human being put on paper and said it is. And we have agreed to say this is so. Notice agreed. That doesn't mean it's so. It means we've agreed that it's so. Now, we all remember when 2 or 3 are gathered in my name, it shall be done unto them. Gathered in my name means in the nature of. So if I'm gathering with some folks, and what I'm calling the name is simply saying the name given to that person, that's not the nature. You can call me Ponytail. That doesn't make me a ponytail, right? I'm still who I am, regardless of what you call me. Keep it to yourself, not on me. Your nature doesn't change. You're God. Now, you're not the God of her or him. There's only one God, so I'm going to let you in on this, okay? But the God that you are of you is the same God that is the God of her. But it expresses as you. No, you are not just a human going through life to learn things and become better. God made you perfect. One of the things that, okay, let me get, as I've gotten older, you know, when we're first born, we're all choice, right? We're all everything. There's no in between you and your mother, you and the air, whatever it is, that's what it is. If you like it, you smile maybe and look at it, and if you don't like it, you might cry. You don't know that this is air over here and this happens to be cold and has nothing to do with you. You don't like the cold, so you cry. We get older, we see things more, our bodies focus better, our minds, our emotions. Then we know that this area here that's cold is not part of this body and I can move away from it. I have choice. Now, I had choice before, but I didn't know it. The older we get, the more aware of choice we get. The more we are aware that there are many different colors of black. I don't know any of you who paint or whatever color you want to choose. Let's say red. There's a lot of red in here. What color is red? Is it that red over there on the canvas? It looks kind of orangey to me. What about that? That looks like it's got a little black in it. It's a little dark red. What about that one? It's kind of close, got a little cherry to it. But it's all red. So when we name something, we have by nature limited it. Because our words are finite ideas. They don't include the whole concept. And I say red, it's not the whole concept of red unless I specify. So when we have conversations, you have a sentence with 6 words. It could mean 6 different things. That one sentence can have how many different combinations? And then you interpret that through what I know of those words, and it's something entirely different. So I will never get bored with each other. And if you keep looking at yourself, you'll never get bored with yourself. Because when you look in there, remember those other people who grew up in this body, or predecessor to this body? They're still there. That inner child of the past we talk about. The mature you who knows that the you that wants what it wants right now is going to have to wait, and can let that person be calm while you go and do what you have to do. All of those people are in there. You know, one of the Bible stories where the bad spirit was describing itself, it said, my name is Legion. You know, how legions, huge numbers. You are too. All the yous that you have ever wanted to be, thought you could be, they all exist. The things that you thought before have not disappeared. That's one reason we have the concept of karma. Or we have the concept of what comes around goes around. Or that you're planting a seed to pay it forward. All of it's the same concept of taking some energy and knowing that it lives through time, through different people, different experiences. So if that's the choice you had, without even knowing you had that much choice, just imagine now that you're aware that you have unlimited choice. I had a friend who thought we were kind of uniticky and didn't understand that choice is regardless of time. And she was saying, well, what if I wanted to be a 12-armed blue squid person? And my response is, then you are. Because remember, time is an illusion. Time doesn't just go forward and back. This isn't the only planet. You can look up in the sky and see that. And we know when we're looking at the sky, you're time traveling. Because none of that light is now. That light has traveled to get here. So according to our understanding of science, you're looking at something that doesn't exist, that never has. Think about that. You've never seen the sky. Not like it is. You've seen the echoes of what was. And that's how we live, too. Our society is an echo. I mean, I like old-style things. I like little curly shoes and all of that. But that's an echo of the past. What's it going to be 100 years from now? We have no idea. So, when you think about your own life, what do you expect? No. Sorry? That was a loud sweat drop. It's water. Water spirit. It can do anything, right? Don't get me started. I'm talking today, if you haven't figured it out, about yes and no, about choice, about speaking your word and meaning your word. We call it affirmation and denial. Now, you know how I like to play with words. I like affirm because you make it firm. I say this could be. I affirm this could be. I can affirm that this is something I am inviting to manifest in my life now. I am making it a firm thing in my life. And okay, forgive me, bad pun coming. For denials, yes, I was going to say that, yes. The river washed it away. We talked about water being spirit. Well, when you deny it and you say, this is no longer something that I choose to experience in my life, it washes it away. Just as we did with that special paper that dissolved the things we were releasing. It was just that simple. Just drop it in and it already had started. The fact that you stood up and wrote it, ready to go, it had already started to dissolve. Because you are your choice point. Okay, well, that's great. I choose to have this. I choose to have that. One thing, we do live with each other. We are all aspects of God. And you are just as much God as she is. You heard me. I can see some. They're friends of mine. We said that this is like the first morning, and for me it is. Every Sunday to me is a reunion. When we say we are family, because we really are the same person. We may look different, we may choose different, but we're really the same person. Not only because we're all human and we all want peace, love, happiness, da-da-da-da-da, but because there's one life in the universe, and we are expressions of that. Just as you before your coffee may be a different expression than you at 6 in the evening, still you, right? So, when you affirm, this is what I choose in my life, whether you do it as a goal, as a verbal affirmation, or as an assumption that it will, which if you think about it, is a very clear expression of faith. I have faith that this is going to hold me. I don't think it's going to just fly up into the air. I have faith in gravity. So the same thing is true with our lives. A lot of times we'll say something like, I really want so-and-so. Well, do you really want it? Or is this something that you expect to have? Because remember, the universe says yes. So if you say, I really want it, then the universe says, yeah, you really want it. I find that very unhelpful. Did I say it right? Yeah, I really want it. Well, what good is that? Why not I go to the beginning and realize that all is one, that God gave us everything we could possibly need already. I don't have to ask for it. Although asking for it is like turning on that spigot of water. The water is there. The water pressure is there. You can have all the water you want, but you've got to turn it on. That's why we're told to ask. Not because our asking does it, but it tunes us, lets us see what we're really thinking and feeling. Haven't you experienced it where you're about to say something, and then when it comes out differently than you thought you were going to say it, but it was more true? That's one reason we're taught to ask, because our minds are mixed with so many different things going on. So if I just say, well, I want. Well, yeah, well, that's kind of broad, and you got everything, so nothing's to be done. It's done. The gift is given. The water pressure is there. You just didn't turn it on. So our asking, our denying and affirming is turning on and off the power inherent in us to manifest through God's creation. Notice I didn't say that we're turning on our power. We are acknowledging what is. There's a big difference. We're not saying that if I say I want a shirt with 15 on it, only a shirt with 15 on it, and I want that shirt. You. And that's the whole point. We live in an infinite universe. So I don't need to covet, envy, copy, because it's infinite. No offense, but they manufactured more than one shirt with a 15 on it. Yeah, hate to tell you, but it's not like each shirt. Just like twins are not alike. So when we affirm and deny, we are winnowing down our choices. We have infinite choice. We have the infinite creator. That's the life we're living. So to decide to live as you decide, okay, well, what do I believe? What's good to me in my life? What is a choice that I am making right now? And guys, you're not limited. We can all change our minds. That's the good thing. It's not a woman's prerogative. It's everyone. Every second of every day, we are evaluating where we are, how we are with one another or with things. And we are doing those minute adjustments. Those of you who like Emmett Fox like I do, remember that when they talked about being on the beam, when they did radio communication? And so they're following a beam, but they're fine-tuning, which means that 90% of the time they're off the beam because they're busy trying to get right back on that one frequency. That's what we're doing. A lot of times we make choices and we say, oh, that didn't work out. Choose again. Just choose again. Remember, you're an infinite being. So if you've been on the planet 600 years, 3 days, it doesn't matter. You are infinite. And your time, your chance is not over. You are constantly being renewed with the life of God. And your choice is constantly being refreshed. So no matter what has happened in the past, you are now free, clear, and unlimited, and able to choose again, yay or nay. You're not the authority for anyone but you. But what a power that is. What a power. It never said you can do this, but not this over here. It said when you ask in my name, my nature, ask from the nature of God, which is your nature, it is given. Now, does it look like you thought it was going to look? Probably not. I think God is pretty creative. So I know I've outlined things, and it's been like, yeah, right. It's not going to be like that. It's going to be like this. And the this that it is always better because my imagination is limited to what I know. God knows everything. So when I try to outline it, I'm leaving something out because I don't know. But if I can say, I want to know truth, live truth, and learn more truth every day that I'm on this planet, I haven't delineated how it has to show up. I left it open for God to say, this is the way this needs to be for you. Not somebody else, for you. And that's why we like to keep our prayers this or better. When you affirm something, I want this or better. Because as wonderful as it is that you can imagine, just imagine what God's imagination is. Whoa. I mean, really. You think you know what health is? Ask for health and watch it manifest. Now, the other thing that I want to be clear on is to be sure that we are aware of the feeling behind our words. It's really easy for us to use words the way the collective does. But that might not mean what it means for you. Your relationship with God is very personal. Now, when I say blue, I have a different relationship to blue. Some people don't like blue. I don't know, but don't like. Don't get me started. I know I wouldn't laugh. The point is, your predilections, your quirks, your unique little twists and turns that make you you, are part of the wholeness that God made for this world. If we did not have you as you, everything you've gone through, everything you will go through, we would have an incomplete world. And how could God do that? God needs you to be you, all of you. The parts that you deny, the parts you affirm, the parts you're not sure of. That's part of what we're doing here. We're fine-tuning our own sculptural differences in the masterpiece that's already made. Now, yeah, the masterpiece may be perfect, but there may be a little smudge here that we want to change, or change the angle here. We have the prerogative to make those changes in our lives. We're not just automatons doing whatever was programmed. We have choice, and it matters. That's why knowing what you really feel, really think, really believe makes all the difference. It's not the forms, it's what's inside. So go inside. I know you already do this, but try to do it in such a way that you let everything go. Female, male, American, earthling. Try to see yourself as just unconditioned awareness. Just pure love, because that's what you really are. What I find useful is to just go through the different things that attract my attention for gratitude. That's one of my favorite games, is gratitude. It might be that I can see colors. It might be that I'm here with you. Whatever it is, in that moment, letting that be the seed of gratitude and then seeing where that takes me. Sometimes it'll take you back to this material world. Sometimes it'll keep you theoretical. 12 powers, concepts, the 5 principles. But whatever you use as a starting point, try to say thank you in between every little thing. Ow, my toe hurts. Thanks. I got a toe. The nervous system works. I got feedback. Understood it. Thank you. If you look, you will find infinite things to be grateful for. And that's just your beginning. Realize that the rest of us are just saying thank you for you. You change our world. You make our world complete by being who and what you are. Even when you don't know what that is. Do you see how magnificent that is? You don't know who you're going to be tomorrow. But I love you. Doesn't matter. You are still a perfect expression of God. If you go out there and do the worst thing you can imagine, you are still a perfect expression of God. It is up to you to say, yes, this is me. No, I choose not to do that. And that's every second of your life. Because every thought is a prayer. Every thought is a prayer. I have to admit, this morning I expressed a long-standing experience of time challenge. Did I say that right? So I'm leaving at the time that I should have been like 20 miles down the road. I'm saying, well, that's space-time. Got nothing to do with it. So it's the clock again. So with God's in time, I got nothing to do with that. And I'm here, and I should be here. Who said should? You're in God's time. Don't worry about it. It very rarely takes me an hour to get here. But I got here in an hour flat today. Because I stopped worrying about time. I said, I will be there at the perfect time as God sees it. I took my ego desire, I got to be on time, I'm ministering. Took that out of it. And said, whatever happens is in God's perfection. That takes the angst off of you, which we create. We don't have to go through that. Takes the worry. We don't have to go through that. God is perfection. God's in charge. So what good is worrying going to do? Why do that to yourself? I don't particularly enjoy it, so let's make that a dissolvable thing. If we make the choice to remain centered in God, no matter what, we may have human feelings of the no matter what type, but if we've truly made that choice, no matter what we experience is going to be the kindest, gentlest, most loving expression of whatever it is. Even if it's somebody in your face. Because remember, there's always variations. There's always possibility. So when we stay centered in the one, knowing that all the good we desire, all the peace, all the love is everywhere happening right now, all at once, and will always be. We're like fish in the sea. The water here is a little warmer, it's a little cooler, I want it cooler, I swim over here. That doesn't negate this. It just puts my experience toward what I have affirmed. What I have said, I'm choosing this for my experience. And if I change, I can change and move somewhere else. You are the power in your life. God is constantly the energy, the love, all of the good things that you could possibly imagine are constantly flowing. It's not is or is not. It's how much we've opened that spigot. How much of that water, that spirit, that expression that we're allowing in our experience. We fix it in our affirmation. We wash it away with our denial. And we leave it open at the top with our faith that God, the good, the everything, is everywhere. Everything, all at once, and more. Because remember, we're thinking as humans. Try thinking like that. Look in the mirror and do that. I recommend it every day. I get to see it. I hope you guys can see it too. Your perfection. Your wonderfulness. And that will never change. Whether you see it or not, remind yourself right now to always remember to look as God looks. Seeing the perfection of you, the perfect place you are, and knowing that your choices bring more of the good you desire into your experiences. You always come from an informed choice. You always are surrounded by all the good that can ever be, not just what you can imagine. And it's all yours. Namaste.
Thank you, friends, for joining us in this enlightening exploration of yes and no, the use of affirmations and denials for a new year. As we conclude our gathering on this January 7th, 2024, may the insights from Reverend Judith Taylor empower you to create a year of positive transformation and meaningful achievements. For continued guidance and resources, we invite you to visit our website at tylerunitycenter.org. Engage with our community by visiting our Facebook page and subscribing to our free weekly newsletter. And if you're in the Tyler, Texas area, we warmly welcome you to join us at 14024 Highway 155 South. Copyright 2024, Tyler Unity Center. All rights reserved. May your affirmations bring you closer to your goals and your denials steer you away from obstacles, guiding you towards a fulfilling and prosperous new year.